Fuck, we should probably start over. This is all falling apart.
No, it's
Immediately, Alex.
I thought there was
Please,
a pause.
please, just wait a little bit longer.
I can just cut this part out, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, there is no reason to stop recording. Yes, this can be just cut. We're not streaming right now. This isn't live, Alex. But seriously, please.
If it was live, it won't be a problem anyway. So, I mean, we couldn't stop. Like, we couldn't restart the recording if it was live.
I think you should do the intro. You're the most charismatic of us. You should do the intro.
But I'm a guest. I cannot do the intro.
I'll do the intro.
Okay, you do the intro. Yes, I think that's fine. You doing the intro is absolutely fine.
Okay. So okay. I think I pressed the recording button, everyone. Anyway, hello, folks on the internet. We took a short break. We finished season 1, and we're going to discuss it now.
Yes, we just finished Dead Alive season 1, with the worst arc in the entire show. You said, or just?
Yeah, clearly. But I think there's a disagreement on which is the worst arc of season 1.
No, these two.
Not.
There is. I've been told by Alex while we were, of course, watching it in the sub. And I was told that you two believe that the final arc of Data Live is the worst arc of Data Live, and you thought that it was so bad that even in the dub it was unmanageable to watch. And I completely disagree. I think that the last arc of Data Live is just completely fine. It's exactly what I have come to expect from Data Live. The penultimate arc, however, is something that almost killed me watching. So.
We, on the other hand, I think we kind of like the penultimate arc, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's very short, and it like the last arc kind of like I really liked of what happened of the second to last arc. It's second to last, right?
We should just call this the Dio's daughter arc.
Yeah,
I can't bother pronounce her name correctly.
I really enjoyed the Dio's daughter arc. However, it kind of got cut short because of the last arc, which kind of makes it even worse when you think about it, because I was really enjoying that arc.
I don't understand what. Okay, we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna say exactly what has happened in that penultimate arc. But I frankly have no idea how you guys think that, because that penultimate arc was by far the longest of all the arcs, and it was horrible. And to say that it could have gone for longer would have literally. I think what you're trying to achieve here is actually kill your friend Eminem, which, in hindsight, should have been obvious, because while I was watching it and I was screaming and crying that I don't want to watch this bullshit anymore, I was repeatedly zapped by electricity by my friend Alex here just to keep watching.
You're a zombie. I don't know if you know this, but you already died. We brought you back to life.
I know.
So you can't die.
Yes,
yeah,
this isn't Eminem. This is Eminem point 64. So this is the 64th iteration of Eminem. I am a clone. I am being procedurally generated to podcast for you guys.
I don't want to get into the stream of consciousness argument in what counts as being alive or not, but we want you to be alive, Eminem, because you're a slave, so you're a property. So you're less useful to us. But you're a friend, but also a slave. Like, you know.
Yes, just like women in Data Life. Yes, I understand that.
No, I mean,
and I have.
No, okay, like, come on.
Let's be fair. That's not fair. My other audience would be much more to it if that was the case.
Yeah.
But it is the case. Like the girls of Data Life still have very little agency right up until the very end, and it sucks.
Arguably the most agency, because if they don't love him, the planet explodes. He can't really control that.
And we're gonna get to the most devious part of it in a moment. Okay, actually, just to end the goofing around. Yes, Eminem is being procedurally generated. The early iterations of Eminem had an issue with it, and he was not yet a perfect copy. But this this the 64th iteration. We're getting to a part where Eminem is willing to accept his fate as a generated machine, a content generating machine, if you will, that is just going to serve Alex and Titania in the goal of creating this podcast, which I think is great and mirrors and parallels the development of Data Live and mirrors my appreciation for this show, which started as, oh my god, this is the worst show, or at least one of the worst shows I've ever watched. Then it hit absolute rock bottom, and now I'm genuinely starting to enjoy it. Please send help, anybody.
Yeah, Eminem is our ghost in the podcast.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Yes. I do not have a physical body at this point.
That has to be the name of this episode. Ghost in the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, should we rename the podcast to Ghost in the Podcast?
Ghost in the Podcast is low key. That's a really good fucking name for a podcast.
Okay,
It's such a shame we didn't.
Wait, it's not too late to rename.
I mean, yeah, we're getting like 80 views most. So I mean, yes, we can rename it. Sure.
I mean, we already went from Tesseract to Menacing. Why not Ghost in the Podcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, if we ever come up with another amazing idea, then we're gonna want to switch to that. So I say we just keep generating those ideas, and I say that the joke here is that this is a menacing podcast. Holy shit, why did we not think of 100 different other names when we started? Because we just keep coming up with better names.
Yeah, let's come up with a better name each
The podcast is so
each
good.
podcast.
Okay, let's at least try to come up with a new name for the podcast each episode.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Tesseract would have worked good with that if we kept that up. Anyway, the thing our listeners
Yes.
actually want to hear about
This is
Data Live.
this is getting cut, by the way. Just so we're clear, this entire tangent is just getting cut.
Yeah, no, we
So
cut it after Ghost of the Machine. That goes to the podcast.
yeah, okay. So yes, Data Live, the final arc. Okay,
No, penultimate. We talk about this.
yes.
Goddamn.
Okay. Right. Yes. My circuits aren't perfectly calibrated. Okay. So starting where we left off last time, we were about to get introduced
Oh my
to.
god! Ghost. Sorry. Before we do a tangent, Ghost in the podcast is not taken already.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I just check as well. Yeah, it's not taken.
Ghost of the podcast, but Ghost in the podcast.
Ghost in the podcast, because it's a reference to Ghost in the Shell, of course.
Yeah, no,
sorry for
no.
interrupting you, I just got excited.
Wait. Is it? So Ghost of a podcast is taken, but Ghost in a podcast is not taken.
So they've taken the worst one. Okay,
Yeah.
we gotta brand this. Okay, I changed my mind. We gotta brand this right now.
Okay, it's gonna be weird when we never talk about Ghost in the Shell because this is a podcast to be about trash.
Wait,
No,
we didn't talk about Ghost in the Shell. Did you see those terrible new Ghost in the Shell? We talked about the live action movie.
yeah, although Data Live, I don't think Data Live is trash. I mean, I think it's
It's the trash.
Okay, so now that we're rebranding ourselves, do we start over the podcast? Is it such a long tangent?
you know, I'm gonna.
No,
I think I'm gonna upload this talk about renaming ourselves as a standalone video, like a short video.
Okay, I like that. It just uploads this bit, but I do think that we had really good energy and really good jokes at the start of it that I do not want to start over, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
no,
like
no,
we should just have like
it's-
a cut in the middle saying, "Okay, no, that's great." We just have a big cut saying, like in a robot verse, we went on a long tangent. Cut to when we got back on topic.
Yeah, we can do that. Data Live.
So
I do not
Internet, we're
think
back
Data
on
Live.
topic, Data Live.
I do not think Data Live is trashy though. I mean, it is trashy, but like in that sense of like of the things it wants to do, it does very well. It's what I was saying.
No, okay. Okay, we're gonna get to that. Because I have some choice things to say about one scene in specific. Alex knows which scene I'm talking about, because holy shit, that's the moment when Data Life jumps the shark and transitions from from just being a bad show into being a disaster piece. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. For
The-
now,
Depending on which part, I might agree with you. When we last left off, you only saw up to the spring episode, right?
The hot spring. Yeah.
The hot spring, yeah.
yes, correct.
So new girl moves in, and she's like, "I'm super into you. Let's go on a date right now." But oh my god!
No.
How do we
no.
forget? We
You-
also have to talk about the fact. Wait, why are we recapping this? Who the fuck is watching this podcast and hasn't watched Data Live?
Somebody
I don't know.
might in the future,
Somebody
and
might.
it's this is most of the content. Like we don't have many ideas. Like most YouTubers, we have to recap to pad out the runtime. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
And also I think Titania's point about people in the future not seeing Data Live but stumbling upon this podcast, it is a salient point. I think that we should treat this podcast as a geocache of sorts. The consciousness of Eminem and all of you is locked here in eternity just to talk about Data Live, and travelers from distant planets or planes of existence in the future will unearth this finding, and they will have no idea what Data Live was, and we will be there to explain to
this
them.
podcast is going great. We're gonna lose all the fans we got from the last episode.
Yeah. This version of Eminem is very eloquent. We should try not to kill this version, Alex.
Hey, wait, we've not killed anyone. If I resurrective necromancy / nanomachine, it's not technically a clone.
Yes. Since I was resurrected 63 times, then that does not count as murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, it counts as giving birth.
Yeah,
So after your death, anyway.
we gave life to you, Eminem. So you have to
Yes.
thank us for that.
You are essentially God Almighty creating life.
So here's the question: do we talk about the sister Finasco in the last arc, or do we do it during the first arc it comes up?
So what?
What?
The fact is, real sister, that whole Finasco.
Oh right, yes, because there is a real sister,
that's,
right?
No, we should talk about it in order. Okay, like
Yes, let's first.
Okay, there's the triple date. Okay, is this the part you had a
podcast is
problem
getting
with,
so much
Eminem?
fucking editing. Jesus.
Sorry?
Yes. Let's just start over. We last left off at the hot spring episode. And then it's the triple date. Oh no. Yeah. This is what I wanted you to talk about, Alex. You need to talk about how he first met this girl.
Yeah. So
He
shows up to
he-
school.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And she's like, "I want to date him," pointing at him.
Continue.
So then we have the triple date.
No. Before
wait.
that, before the triple date, he has to ask her out. And what does he say to her?
I don't fucking remember. I don't remember.
Okay, he walks up to her and he goes into the what's the guys in the spaceship called? The light novel experts or something?
What? They have a name?
I don't
They
know.
do.
Anyways,
Ratatash.
Ratatouille. Ratatouille.
okay. So Ratatouille calls him up and says, tells him to tell her to say, "Show me your panties," and she does show him her panties. Remember?
Yeah.
I am confused. I am confused about where we are in the plot, honestly.
Before
I think
before the triple date, when he asked her out. Remember?
Oh, you mean all right? Okay. So this is after we have been So this is already after we have been
Introduced to her, yeah.
Introduced after we've been introduced to the new girl, who is clearly Yandere and who clearly delights in murdering people. Yes, but before we were introduced to her, we were also introduced to the biological younger sister of the protagonist, weren't we?
Yeah.
Completely forgotten about with amnesia.
Yeah, and
Yes.
she seems really important to Yeah, I forgot about her as well. And
By the way, I would be
she's
slightly
also
concerned
she's
if I knew
also
my sibling
oh yeah,
forgot about me for years. I'd have some more concerns.
also she is also a wizard like Best Girl Origami. Um, but she's not Best
N-
Girl, but she's also a
n-
wizard.
Not only that, not only is she a wizard, she is the most competent wizard girl we've been introduced to, and in fact is the only wizard girl I would call competent because she is the only one who actually managed to kill any spirits ever.
Well, to be fair, I mean, well, yes, but
So
she's
here's the
very
question:
powerful as well.
we know she has it because we've already established that killing you and resurrecting you isn't murder. All she does is kill someone who comes back to life.
Oh, okay. So I take it back. She is the least competent. She is the least competent wizard girl in the show because of all the fucking spirits she could hold a grudge against and have a vendetta against, she picks the one character who she cannot possibly ever kill because she resurrects.
So here's the thing: I know more about the series view, and I actually don't know if the girl she's been in it is even killable.
Right.
She might actually be immortal.
Okay.
So yeah,
Since we
also Eminem, you said the girls were slaves, and I don't think of them as slaves. Like I know some anime that does have slaves specifically in it, but like
we've talked about one on this very podcast.
oh yeah, yes. I try to forget. Not with the worms like you, that ate your brain, but
Through old fashioned, drinking and repression.
yeah. No, well, I don't drink. But yes,
An unfortunate side effect of my brain being transmitted into a black box, essentially. Well, a beneficial side effect is I no longer have to care about space, right? So I no longer give a shit about the fact that I have only about 20 square centimeters of space for me because my
Yeah, you live in
brain
VR
is
now. We gave you a badge
yes,
for VR.
yes.
It's
I am.
great.
I live now in virtual space, so that's a plus. The
oh,
minus is that
let me
I am
fix that actually. I'm gonna program it so even in the virtual space, you're still inside a very small room. It,
God damn it! Me and my stupid big mouth.
yeah.
Gave you like an entire planet. You're like, nah.
I
Eh,
understand. You don't want to waste bandwidth on my appliances and my amenities. That's pointless.
yeah.
It's not like you can starve to death. You know, we did program hunger for some reason.
We yeah. You won't die. You just feel the pain of.
It is ceaseless, unending agony now. I am starting to wonder about the priorities of these two.
The more
Look.
we talk about data
It's
life, the
just
more you
we
still feel
just
pain. That's how it works. Like
look. We
every time you talk
just
about data life, the room gets slightly bigger.
yeah. And we just copied the brain, like your brain. So because your brain also feels hunger, um, it's so we just made a copy. Okay, so it's like that's why you feel hunger. Like it's just laziness. It's not malice. Don't worry.
Hmm. Yes, it's just I see. I was wondering if it's not some kind of an elaborate social experiment, and if there is a grander goal to this, to my suffering. But seeing as it's simple malice on your part, it somehow makes me feel better. You know?
It's laziness, not
So
malice.
anyway, can we get back to data life? I feel like we talked about barely
Yes.
any data life on this data life
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
But
triple
speaking of which, before we get to Triple D, do we want to address the appearance of the biological sister of the
Yeah, I
main
feel like we
character?
should.
And do we want to talk about the fact that there is this disproportion between this is his quote unquote real sister because it's his biological sister, and this is his not real sister because she isn't his biological sister? Do we want to address that point?
I just
Yeah.
want to say that
So in case you
they're.
guys don't know, Japan is really weird with adoption. So you know how conservatives in America hate interracial marriage? Conservatives in Japan hate adoption, unless it's like for corporate reasons. Then it's fine.
That's very weird. I just want to say that they're
Yeah.
both really into their brother, adopted or not. Like, they both specifically want to um, be with him for romantical reasons.
No,
Uh,
one of them is explicitly not romantic. I can
No.
confirm.
no,
No, she's not.
They're both. I mean, well, okay, that's kind of a spoiler. So, as far
No,
as
they're
the
not.
look,
No. Blue hair's not. Red hair.
wait,
Is.
what? Wait, what? Isn't
His
blue
real
hair?
sister's not. His biological sister's not interested in romantically.
What?
I thought
She's
she
not.
was.
Yeah,
No
she's just.
way.
I thought she
She's
specifically
not.
was.
No, she's just very clingy.
Um.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a revelation, but a very welcome one, actually.
Yeah. That's better. Okay. I guess. I guess Dead Alive is not.
So basically, what happened is
Yeah.
her entire family burnt to death. So she's very clingy to her one surviving relative.
I mean, I guess that's fair, but like, the way she was clinically was. I guess that's the camera's fault, not really her fault. Okay. Oh, also, by
I
the way,
didn't. I,
it doesn't help that she looks like a stripper.
does she look? What? What kind of
No, that's
strippers
that's
have you
what wizards
been
look like.
watching?
Don't you remember? That's just what wizards look like.
Well,
What do you mean she?
Okay,
What do you mean she looks
well,
like a stripper? She looks
She
like a
dresses like
a
every other
13.
wizard. Yeah.
She looks like a 13-year-old girl. Is that what you think strippers look like?
What? Wait, 13-year-old girl? What?
The blue-haired girl. She's the smallest. Well, she's not the smallest because Yoshion exists, but she
What?
doesn't.
No, she don't.
Yeah.
Isn't she like? No, she's the best fighter, right?
Yes.
She
The new
her
wizard girl.
Look at her wizard outfit. It's like
Okay, but
That's what all
everybody.
wizards wear.
That's what all wizards look like in this universe.
okay, yeah, well, like it's a camera, like, and she did not look like. Okay,
I'm gonna send a picture of her just to show you what a weirdo this is. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
look, audience, look. Does this look like a stripper to you?
okay, that is more futuristic, I must admit. Wait, what? That's not what?
Yes,
No.
that is her. That's Mana. Yes.
Why does the
by the
wizard?
way-
Okay, her wizard outfit. Let me get a picture of her with her wizard outfit. Okay.
Are you
Because-
trying to suggest that her wizard outfit makes her boobs bigger?
Yeah, I almost. I swear.
I'd like to imagine that it's like it's like in old video games where a character doesn't have a specific character model and then you put an armor on. You have just like different character models for every armor. So she just has a different character model when she wears the wizard uniform.
But that's actually how animation works, though.
Yeah, but yes, thank you. Yes, Alex. You are right. When you draw a different a character in a different outfit, you have to draw them from scratch. You don't take the drawing that you've done previously and then put armor on them. Thank you. Imagine what it would be like if we actually did that differently, and whenever somebody, okay, this is a weird tangent that I'm not going to get into, just saying that it would be extremely weird and convoluted way to animate, whatever.
Is this a Mandela effect? Have I been transported into another world?
Are you an isekai protagonist now?
Yeah, I could swear
This
her
is the
boobs
Isekai
were
arc.
weaver.
It's season two of the pod. It's season 2 Data Live. We get Isekai to the world, told that we still have to talk about Data Live.
Yeah, no, but I swear her boobs were bigger. Like
You've been Mandela affected.
yeah. It's
I think this says more about you than it says about Data Live, and I think this says something very important about society.
okay, Joker.
I just fell over in my chair. Is everyone okay? I mean, I guess
Are
not
you-
really much.
What?
Yeah, you hurt?
A little.
Are
I'm
you okay,
sorry.
Alex? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've hurt myself a little. I think I bruised myself.
It's okay. We'll blame it on Eminem, and you'll get conversation.
So anyway, about the two sisters. Am I the only one who finds it a bit weird that like she remembers her brother, but he doesn't remember her, and she doesn't feel like correcting this for like decades?
Well, she clearly came to the city not so much for him, but more for Nightmare. I think at least that's what I got from it. That like meeting her brother was completely incidental to the fact that she's been hunting this girl for. I wanted to say years, but she's too young to have been hunting for her for years. So let's say months.
Yeah, although it does kind of it kind of
Speaking of
contradicts
which,
itself with how clingy she is and how she.
this is her only surviving relative. But here's the bigger question.
No, but if she, okay, so
Why
she
does he
cares
react so
more.
weirdly? If so,
Wait,
so
Alex,
God.
wait.
So she cares. She wants to be with him, but she also wants to capture this. It seems like a revenge takes priority, I guess. Is that what we're meant to
But
understand?
doesn't that make her a complex character that is taken apart in two different directions? On one hand, she has to fight Nightmare because she has a grudge against her, but on the other hand, she wants to be with her brother, but she can't because she has to fight Nightmare.
Holy shit,
And only
is her is she the fucking best rated Data Line character?
No,
she might be. She
no.
might be.
I mean, I don't know. If she is, she's very boring. Even if she is.
I know she
Right.
shows up more in the games than she does in the show. Speaking of which, so if you guys had like a girl come up to you and they're like, "I'm your long lost sister," I feel like I would have more of a reaction to that if they could prove it than like shrugging, right?
I mean,
I don't know. Depends on what she followed up with that. Like if she was like, "Hey, I am your long lost sister," then I'd just be like, "Cool." If she was like, "Hey, I am your long lost sister. Can I borrow some money?" I'd be like, "Bitch, no."
I guess here it's, "I'm your long lost sister. Can I move in?" I guess that'd be the Data Live one.
I
well,
mean,
well, she is very hot, but I guess I don't think
I wasn't
that's why
It's
I
her
the.
wasn't
sister.
I wasn't even gonna go there. I was just like, well, if anybody asked me if they can move in for a time or like whatever, and I knew that person, or even if I didn't know that person, but they seemed okay, I'd be like, sure, you can take the couch or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually how we met, right? Right, Eminem.
Yes, that is how we met at start, and then I became your slave and friend for life. And now I no longer need couches because I exist in the internet.
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry. I also am in the process of uploading myself, neuron by neuron.
Also, I did not want to imply like this. Okay, this like how old is the little sister? I keep remembering the version from my universe, which was seemed way older. Uh, this version is not really that hot, but I to the main character it might be because doesn't he find Yoshino hot in that one Hot Springs episode?
He definitely does. Yeah, he definitely does find Yoshinon hot. So this man definitely has a thing for lollies. Which actually, let's get into that briefly because when I said that it's great that she is a good written character and that it's great that she doesn't have romantic feelings for her brother, I wasn't like disparaging incest because as we will get into in a moment, I have no problem with incest and I'm actually fine with the little sister, brother archetype. I don't mind. It's okay. It's weird, but it's okay. I do not mind. These two mind. I don't. I just liked the fact that there are more women in this universe that aren't into this guy and don't constitute his harem. Because up until this point, it was literally just the teacher, the
With 14.
supervisor.
No, I mean the other wizards don't care about him that much, and the three girls
Okay,
also think he's
okay,
very
But they
lame.
aren't named, so they don't
fair,
count.
No,
fair. But let's
what
be
about the three girls? That thing, the one that she's let's say lame all the time. They're
Oh,
not into
right.
him.
Yeah. Okay, fair. But also, counterpoint to the Wizards, the Wizard Girl Squad, let's be clear, all of them, with the exception of Origami, are gay. Let's just acknowledge that fact. There's no other human explanation for why this is a platoon of only female wizards. They're clearly gay.
I to not have a counter argument, so I will accept your theory. Let's get back on track on the episode.
Let's attempt to.
Yeah, the triple date, right? Or did you want to say something else before that, Alex?
I looked it up. She's 14.
What? Oh
She's
yeah.
14 to 16.
I mean, it's. I don't want to get into it. Like, are you allowed to lust after an anime character if they're not real? Like, because there are people that. I mean, in data life, at this, I mean, when she's wearing the wizard outfit, I could see somebody out of context, not thinking that she's 14 years old. But in her normal
It's also not
outfits,
real.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's yeah. Petite people do exist, and they're not real. So like, it depends on like you. For example, you can like somebody that's a horrible person, but there can be a murderer that is also very hot, and you can like them for being hot, but not for being a murderer. You know. So there is a separation on what is the thing somebody likes. I guess that's will be my answer for the moment.
So after this, the cat is a bit back on track. What do you guys think of the triple date?
I like it very much. What about you, Eminem?
Okay. The very conceit of that episode, like, really fucking annoyed me because for the one thing, I hate the liar revealed plot lines where it's like, oh, a character lied, and then we have like an entire arc or several episodes where the character is attempting to hide that lie, and then everybody finds out about the lie, and then there is a turnaround where the character is very apologetic about doing the lie, but then everything works out in the end. I hate that arc. Another thing I really do hate is, like, this is so poorly thought out. Like, the very idea from the start by what's the name of the not biological sister?
Red hair girl.
Posted in the not Discord chat we're not using because we're all in the same room. And this is
Mhm.
definitely not a framing device, you know, because that's not what's going on, right? We can all agree this is
Yeah.
definitely not a framing device.
Yes,
Yes, this is not a framing device.
Well, I am technically in the room with you, but I am also on Discord because I am in Discord, being on in. No. This is the real, not real. This is the biological sister. I was talking about the not biological sister, the red-haired girl.
I can also give you a second. I can also figure out her name.
I like Data Life, but I don't like it enough to remember the names of the people.
I did. I not through.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm very bad at names. So don't worry about it.
I do. I was able to. I remember Origami's name because she's great, and after this final last arc, I remembered Toka's name because I have a newfound respect for Toka, which I will.
Do you respect Toka's desire to genocide an entire aquarium?
Well, I mean,
by eating it, yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's something to think about because it's not she does because she does both actions are totalitarian the same, but the reasons for Toka wanting to genocide is just to get food, not for the pleasure of killing the aquarium. So it does. I think from a totalitarian perspective, it's still good to. The reason somebody does something is important as well as the actions they take.
I bet you at home weren't expecting this Data Light podcast to talk about utilitarianism, were you?
I think everybody expected that.
I don't think they expected this Data Life podcast to not talk about Data Life.
All right, okay, but getting back to the subject matter at hand. So the plan from the very start, as Kotori explained it, is that he is supposed to seduce the spirits, kiss them, and seal their powers, and then they're going to be sent to the home for wayward spirits. That was the plan. So, like,
wait, the home for wayward spirits is literally next door to him.
Yes, it's literally next to his house, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is that, like, at some point, in the early stages of development of this plan, they had to have been like, well, okay, if he seduces a girl and the girl falls in love with him, how is he then going to seduce multiple other girls and juggle all of these relationships together without revealing it to any of the? You know what I mean? Like
Well,
they
the,
clearly
Just
the,
convince
the,
them all to be into polygamy. That's it.
yeah, that
right.
answer, yeah, the answer is very simple, but they don't do that.
Right. So it's very weird, and the only explanation for why they never considered this, and they never Kotari like doesn't say to him, okay, we gotta inform these spirits that you're gonna be seducing other spirits just to not be in a completely shitty situation later down the line, because this is going to get out
I
eventually.
think that
We
happens this
literally
season. I think that
we cannot populate the house with 50 spirits and then expect none of them to catch on to the fact that you are fucking all of them. This is
Yeah.
like, we may have low opinion of the
we already
spirits.
established he's terrified of sex.
Right, okay,
Okay,
yes, but
going on dates with them.
okay, going on dates with them, whatever innuendo we want to put there. Okay. But like, the only conceit of them not doing that is to have this episode where they don't each know that he is going on a date with a different girl at the same time.
I
And
mean,
that's stupid.
yeah,
It makes you
and
feel
I
better.
don't I don't
There is some poly
understand.
shit in the third season. In the third season on, it's poly. It makes you feel better.
Okay, I mean, yes, eventually, but why start here? I mean, it just seems like very poorly thought out at the start, and
Do you want the meta
I'm not
reason or
saying
the
it's
in-universe
I'm not
reason?
saying it's bad writing. I'm saying it's from the character's perspective. I think it's like they were stupid to do this, and
Oh
not.
yeah, for a meta reason, it's obviously to create conflict.
Yes, that's what I've been saying, that it's a narrative tool just to put this conflict in this one episode and then forget about the whole thing.
Hey, don't. Hey, no, don't. I think there's some of this more in season 2. I think. I
Yeah,
haven't watched
but
season 2 in
like,
like 2 years.
yeah, I
Okay,
just okay. Wait, what? But
just,
Toka is the perfect person to start a polygamous relationship with because she doesn't know anything. But why start her with monogamy and then
That that
that?
that is
yes,
true.
exactly.
She didn't know what kissing was. I don't think it's telling her like all people are polygamous. She was
Yes,
so
if
inspired.
if they just told her that, look, okay, this is normal for people to be like in a relationship like this, and it's like, yeah, everybody does, she would believe that.
And
She
would
would
never
believe
catch
that.
on. And she would never catch on.
So I don't understand why do it like this, but okay, they did it like this. But before we continue, one thing happened before they got to a triple date, and the date partners are, of course, Origami one, the new
Oh, wow.
girl, the murder girl, and Toka. So before that happens, the murder girl assaults, taunts, and sexually harasses Origami, which in my book, just like I know you guys like this girl, you like the clock girl, the murder girl, and I do also like the fact that she is the one character who does not play along the rules that they've established. She does not become a part of the harem, and that's great. But also, I hate her for sexually assaulting best girl.
That is definitely not something I enjoy. I don't think Alex enjoys that part from her character, but
I mean, I enjoy the way you enjoy a fun villain. She's the
yeah,
villain of the show right now.
I mean, I don't particularly like the fact that she assaulted Origami, but I like other aspects of her, as a villain, of course.
I have some issue with her. Like, I love her as a villain. I love that she has this whole thing where she doesn't want to be a part of this harem. But I don't like the fact that she also genuinely kinda likes this guy in a yandere way, of course. And his plan of like just being a strong whatever his name was, that is just going to show the girl that is going to be Daijobu, almost works in the end, and she almost cracks and becomes a part of the harem, only to kill her past self. So I don't know. I am very sketchy about this girl.
I
I
mean,
don't like where her character development is going, and
What do you mean? What do you mean that version of her is dead?
yeah,
Okay,
I
yes.
think it makes her a more interesting character, and you have to have a
Does it
story.
though?
I mean,
I don't
you
know.
need to
Does
have a
it though?
story.
I feel like she would have been much more like there was so much more that they could have done. Like if she wanted to be a villain in this story, where she's like, "Oh, this man is seducing spirits. Okay, I'm gonna be a mischievous sort, and I'm going to go ahead and seduce these spirits instead of him."
I
Wouldn't
mean,
that be great?
I think
I
you're
mean,
thinking of the
yes,
wrong
but that would be a
character.
different show as well.
Yeah, but like, okay, sure. Of course, but it would be a better show because what the show we are watching, I remind you, is Data Live.
Speaking of Data Live, were any of you expecting animal abuse in your Data Live?
Oh yeah,
What animal abuse? What animal abuse?
The kitten.
yeah.
What kid?
The
Oh, that part.
guys,
Oh,
yeah,
all right,
the evil people that harass kittens for no reason.
right.
Well, I mean, they'd have to have some reason to be eaten alive.
Right.
Also, Eminem's opinions are his own. He does not represent the Messing podcast as a whole.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yes, he does.
Yeah, as a whole, it's three parts. We are the Trinity, okay? So,
Okay, Eminem represents 1/3 of the podcast opinion.
Eminem is the ghost in the podcast. And
He's the ghost. I'm the podcast, and you're the.
sure, and you're
Okay.
Jesus,
We have a new
Alexis
person join.
Jesus.
They'll be the in. So you know it works out.
Okay. That name is gonna completely fall apart. Okay, I'm not supposed to say this because that is future revelations. Just I'm gonna say, stay tuned, viewers. There might be more people on the podcast.
Revelations
Okay.
like the Bible, and Eminem's
Yes.
the Holy Spirit, Alex is Jesus, and I'm the Holy.
Fuck you. No, I'm Satan. Fuck you. I'm Satan.
Okay, I mean, which version? I mean, because Satan is just like, I think he isn't he like
I mean, I've already rejected my flesh and became a cool robot. So God, we're gonna have
because
to cut so much of. Okay.
there's
you pause for a second.
Lucifer, but I think the original Satan is just like the one who makes a bet
Okay.
with God.
We
We have to
cannot
cut
get
so much of this podcast down. Jesus.
yeah, we cannot get into a theological discussion about Satan and transubstantiation. No, we gotta stay on track. Date alive. Okay.
Okay.
Date alive. I wanna say what I want to say about these 3 episodes, which is through the course of this arc, the murder girl arc, and especially during the triple date, the reason why I don't remember so much of these episodes is that while watching this, my mind has been suspended in some kind of a weird limbo where I just stopped caring about anything that was going on. It's like it was like a reverse nirvana where you don't so much feel the unity with the rest of the universe, and you're not just filled with knowledge about everything that is going on. I was filled with complete disinterest with anything that was going on. It's just like it all just passed right through me, like I was reed in the wind, just nothing going in, everything coming out, and just I hated these 3 episodes with a passion. I hated how serious the plot became when Nightmare was introduced. I hated how the fight that they had was serious bullshit. I hated the fact that there was so much serious talk about the fact that she is a super dangerous spirit and she doesn't play by the rules or whatever. This was the worst arc of Data Live because it did what I always hated most about this show, especially in the sub, which is when it takes itself seriously, it sucks.
I don't know. I like the gags with Origami and Toga and Dio's daughter. Like, I think they were good. Especially the one with Origami where birds were literally on her because she waited for 1 hour standing straight.
Okay.
Oh, that was a great line. Oh, like all the pigeons are standing on her. She's like, I just got here too.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing. Like when Origami is on screen, everything gets briefly better because it's Origami. So I can't really count that into it. Just like everything else was just insufferable.
Yeah, you have to ignore the good parts to complain about the bad parts. I get it.
Yes, exactly. Because I want to just complain about this. Like, no, but
No,
seriously,
no,
I
no, no.
don't
You have a good point. I mean, well, no, you don't have a good point, but you have a
point.
yes that you want to make. It's not it's not you it's not just you complaining. You do have something that you want to say.
Okay, so the date, of course, doesn't work out because his defense of whenever he needs to switch to another girl, that he needs to go to the bathroom, doesn't work in perpetuity. Eventually, Nightmare just goes off on her own because she finds new victims who, as Alex mentioned, torture a defenseless animal. And Toka and Origami, of course, bump into each other and realize that Shido has been playing them.
I mean, they
And
don't actually. They both still think that they're on that date, and the other one is just crazy.
Yeah, they never realize it. They both think the other was just lying.
Yeah.
right, of course, because Shido is too good a man to ever hoodwink both of them.
I mean,
Right.
I don't like this, but the character of Shiro actually is being forced to do this triple date. It was not his plan. However, the author wrote it that way, so I mean, it's kind of sus. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely sus. Shido definitely is a sushi baka. Okay, and then we come into the big finale of these 3 episodes. Well, okay, then we come to the
Well,
finale.
it's not the finale. It's the finale of this arc.
Yes, where
Dio's daughter.
where Dio's daughter takes control of the entire school, is about to cause a space quake. Everybody gets powerless to stop her because she's just so fucking powerful. Except, of course, Shido. He is the only one who gets the option to go to the roof of the school and talk to her. And in a perfect villainous moment, the girl declares that she still doesn't care anyway and attempts to start the space quake when suddenly, guys, play
Adopted
along with
sister
me.
shows up as a fire god. It's like bang bang.
Yes, turns out Kotori was a fire spirit all along. She was a spirit and she had powers. Which, can I just say, in a smarter show, a show that was actually smart, that would be a moment where the viewer would be like asking questions. Like, for example, wait, if she is a spirit and she concocted this plan for Shido to go and seduce other spirits, is her master plan here to just like be the only spirits left with powers and all the other spirits are going to be left powerless because
The other
she is the
spirits.
spirit?
The other spirits already have power, Eminem. I don't know why you keep going to that
I
point.
know. I keep going to that because that was the conceit established in the anime. I know it becomes complete bullshit at some point,
They literally
but
established. They throw
It's
it away
already
arc
been
2.
bullshit.
right.
It's
But that was
Toka
okay. But
already used her powers again.
yes,
Yeah, in the next arc, yeah, Toka's just like,
No,
oh, I need my powers. Then she immediately unlocks her powers.
not even in the next arc. Before that, even I think we watched some of them.
yes,
In the Hot Springs
in the,
episode, I think she got her powers back.
and in this very episode, Toka manages to unlock enough of her powers to move about under the influence of Dio's daughter's magic. So
I guess what you meant was in a Smarty show, she will be a spirit that wants to take, and in a smarter show, that will not be taken out, and she will actually want to be the only spirit without.
maybe, but like at least in the smarter shows, those questions would be paused, and it not posed. These questions would be posed, and they wouldn't be immediately shut down by the fact that you are watching Data Live. Of course, that's not the case. That would be smart. You know what I mean? And in a smarter show, I would actually care. As I was watching it, only like after all of it was said and done, the episode is over, the fight has concluded, Dio's daughter is defeated and goes away. I would just like in a smarter show, I would care, but here only afterwards was like, hey, wait a minute. Kotori is a spirit. Does that mean anything? Nah, it
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
mean
wait.
anything.
Actually, there is some foreshadowing here. There's real foreshadowing actually in that event.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is. It's like interstellar foreshadowing. Something really weird happened beforehand, and we never really learned why. And it's just explained with something that we could have never guessed. Basically, like Shiro always Shiro has this healing factor where he can always come back to life, even though he was shot by Origami. Um, but we could have never known that it was Shiro's little sister, red hair, that gave him that power.
Oh no, that's not how he got the power.
Wait, what?
No, those
Okay,
are
but
unrelated.
okay, but that's not revealed yet. As it is, the main assumption is that that is in fact how he gained that power, because again, it is revealed that Kotori is a spirit, and it is revealed that when the two in the past that they forgot about, where she used her spirit's power or whatever, um, they were together, and some of these powers rubbed off on him. I think that's the theory they're going with for now.
Do you think
Okay.
that do you think the reason Shiro runs away from sex is because he has brain damage?
No, that would be an excuse and an explanation that would be acceptable. This man does not deserve acceptable explanations.
Also,
Here's the bigger
I don't want to
question.
imply asexuality is caused by brain damage. It's just something to think about.
Sometimes they go hand in hand. So what do you guys all think of him trying to take a giant plasma cannon beam for Dio's daughter?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I
Is
mean,
it? It's exactly what I've come to expect from Shido.
yeah, he
I'm pretty
is.
sure a spirit could be literally like Hitler Chan, and he would still try to defend her for being a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dio's daughter is just it's literally that, but it's just like not motivated by bigotry, just a lust for killing. But yeah,
Every time she kills someone, she expands her lifespan.
yeah. I mean, is that why she kills people, or is it just for the thrill?
I'm not sure.
I think she enjoys killing
I'll
people,
have to
and it's
go.
just a separate benefit that she gets a longer lifespan.
I'll have to go watch her own. I'll have to go watch Data Bullet.
From what I've seen of her, I think that she isn't so much into the thrill of killing as she is into the thrill of theatrics. Like, do you remember Gilderay from the iteration of Gilderay from Fate Zero, where it was like he shows up and there is this child that is bound and gagged, and he first cuts the ropes and lets the child go, and when the child is almost at the door, he just snags the child and kills him. And I think that's what she is. She not so much delights in killing, just killing itself, but she delights in causing misery and pain.
In other
I
words,
can
she's a
agree with that.
sadist mommy. In other words, she's a sadist mommy. Got it.
Yes, she's a sadist mommy. Yes. So before we transition to
The last
the
arc.
the last arc and the moment that broke Eminem, and conversely also made me love this show, and it just completely flipped me right back in. Do you guys want to say anything about that fight?
Not really. I mean, it's um,
It's a fight, I guess.
Yoshino and Toka got their powers back.
Yeah,
But
I
I
suppose.
do want to talk about the date, because
Mhm.
they keep saying that her affection levels are not changing, and that's important for later. Um,
Wait, what? What?
Shiro's, which fight scene were you referring to?
I was referring to the fight scene on the roof with the clock girl with Dia's daughter.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
You were thinking about the last part. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. No. Okay. So when that happens, finally, when we're out of it, Kotori is revealed to have been a spirit. She defeats, well, she kind of defeats, but not really. She is instrumental to defeating the daughter of Dio.
She
And
could have
then
she
we,
could have probably killed the daughter of Dio.
Oh, the daughter of Dio, for context, I'd like to remind you, could literally win any fight in this series if she decides to stop holding back easily.
I mean, but we don't know that yet. From what
She
we
can
saw,
pause time.
we don't know that yet. I mean, well we do know
She's already
that.
done it. She's
You,
already done it.
yeah. We do know she can stop time, but
Let's say instant
the
refund for any fight.
implication in that scene was that Fire Girl could somehow still kill her even through the stop time, um, or reincarnation,
Or
because she
maybe it's
was running
because her
out of
character
time.
got so popular that every time she shows up, she becomes more and more ludicrously, more and more ludicrously
Yeah,
powerful.
but I mean, I think we were meant to think that Dio's daughter was in danger in that scene, from Fire Girl.
we definitely were meant to feel that, and there was an implication that like when Kotori loses it, she gets overwhelmed by the power and is gonna hurt even people close to her because she's not thinking; she's just in a battle mode.
So, Coteries arc. It's time for us to reverse the who likes what.
Yeah, because
Yes, yes, it is. Okay,
yeah.
but before,
And Alex,
yes,
do you think because we were of the mind that the sub, no, not the sub, the dub is way better than the sub because of the delivery and stuff, but
Yeah,
Eminem said he liked the sub.
but I'm the only one who's watched both.
Yeah,
The
so
answer is the dub is still better,
okay.
just not much better.
I was never suggesting that like suddenly this last arc becomes good in the sub while it's bad in the dub. I was just not hating it as much as you guys. But okay,
Yeah,
but before we transition to the
Eminem took it all back, and now he's the biggest Data Life fan. Like
yes,
he begged us to buy him virtual merchandise, and now he has the whole squad, all the
I'm just imagining
waifus.
by the time we watch season 4 for the podcast, me and Titan Ella are just like, fuck this show. And Eminem is like, no, don't you understand? It's better than JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Adventures. Yes, this is the best show I've ever seen. Yes. That's how it's gonna develop. Okay, before we transition into talking about the last arc, there's one last moment that I need to address, which is when everything is said and done, we switch back from Fate to Black, and it is explained that Kotori is a spirit and that she is actually um, she was a spirit all day long, and she has this conversation with Shido in what appears to be a perfect recreation inside the spaceship that they used to fly over Japan. Just a perfect recreation of their house inside that. So I have no idea why did they decided to make a room that is a perfect recreation of their house inside that ship. What particular
Oh,
strategic
I can
reason
actually
there
answer the
was for
question for
it?
that. It's in case
Yes.
you beat up a sphere to kidnap them and they wake up, they don't think they're inside a spaceship.
No, but it's an exact replica of Shiro's room.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
Right.
mean, it could technically be any room. I'm not sure why they did exactly look at that.
Yeah,
Yes, but
I think
they went out of the way.
it was meant to relax Kotori.
I mean, the honest reason is it's probably because they just wanted to not have to draw a
Okay,
new room.
and on this note, I need to ask who funds this entire operation and who just gave Kotori the budget and just went, okay, do with it whatever you want, because she blew it on recreating her own room in a fucking spaceship. So
I mean,
nobody is controlling this girl. She spends money however she wants, and she doesn't provide any result. Like, where does the budget come from?
she does provide results. I do not know who is funding them. My guess is Tired Lady. Um,
Oh, I still don't know. But you think just because if you think just because I watched all of the show, I would know who runs this organization?
Right. I think that's a question that never really should occur to anybody watching this.
I mean,
So like I'm already thinking way too hard about this.
I am fine with never finding. I mean, well, not I'm not fine with never finding out, but nobody questions it. Like Shiro never asks who is funding this, and it is very weird that nobody asked where do you get all
Well,
these resources.
it's completely not weird that Shido doesn't ask this because, as we've established before, this man has a mind of a goldfish. So it doesn't surprise me that he does not ask. But okay, so
Speaking of him
Shido,
having a mind of a goldfish,
Oh yeah, the spire cause.
during this date, they go to the amusement park or like a water park, and Toka comes along. And
no, wait.
Wait.
I'm not done yet because
Yeah.
there's still
There's
two things that need to be addressed. One is the fact that it's revealed that Shido does not remember and there has been a fire spirit in the past. Whatever, that's plot. I don't care. What matters here is that there is an amazing scene. And Alex, remind me, was it a scene between Kotori and Shido, or was it a scene in the infirmary where it was like it was a sequence of images while they were talking? You know what I'm talking about. The scene that broke me.
Those are two very different scenes.
I can't remember the scene.
Okay. So there is a moment.
Eminem, here's what happened. Me and Alex were also in a fire and lost our memory, so we don't remember
Okay.
much.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain this to you. So there is a moment where there is a moment of like where you have two characters. Shido was talking either to Origami or to
I think it
Kotori,
was.
and they had a
I think it was Kotori. Yeah, they were.
yeah, they had a heart to heart. They were talking about everything that happened. They were explaining to each other what happened. And usually, what you would do in a scene like this, you would have the two characters sit in a room, talk to each other. There would be just like close up on their faces with like big anime eyes and being sad or whatever, just being all sad, crying, and like soft music, maybe some cicadas in the backgrounds. But instead of doing that, setting up the tone of the scene as this like introspective moment where the characters, lay down their hearts and explain what is going on, and it's filled with drama. Instead of doing this slowly, this conversation that is that in tone happens to the backdrop of like just animation of Shido like going from place to place running. It's a voiceover over completely mismatched images that make no sense for this scene and this moment. It's like two completely different moments. Like somebody took the voice track of this particular scene and just slapped it onto random montage of events that have nothing to do with it. And that moment, watching that happen, just like snapped me right back into reality. Right up until that point, I was lingering in the limbo, as I've mentioned, not caring about anything that was going on. But that moment, seeing this complete mismatch between tone and imagery that is happening on the screen, just convinced me that I am no longer watching just a bad show. I'm not just watching a show that is not interesting, not fun, and not for me. No. At that point, I started to watch a disaster piece. That's when Data Live briefly became The Room for me. Because seriously, how do you fuck up this badly?
I do not remember that
You had an
scene,
interesting discussion
so
also around
I
this.
like
So
Data
the scene I think takes place when they go to the amusement park. By the way, they go to an amusement park. And you had an interesting comment that you said Toka is not a bimbo. She's a female himbo.
Yes. I want to unpack
You
that.
said you refused, and while we were watching this, you said you refused to elaborate till the podcast. So in the podcast,
I just want to define a himbo first. A himbo is strong. A himbo is stupid, and they do have to be hot. So I guess
Right.
she is
Okay. So
she is kind of a himbo, yeah.
See, you're making a mistake here because there's some. I need to get into it, and I will divulge the secrets.
Does Toka have a lot of emotional intelligence, or she does not have emotional intelligence? But she is pure of heart.
That's what I was about to get into. So like, this final arc, among also not being the worst and me not wanting to kill myself anymore, and me kind of just like accepting it as more of Data Live bullshit. Yes, I know. I'm locked in an eternal prison of the internet, but whatever.
You all live human civilization. It's fine.
Yes, yes. Anyway, in that last final arc, I've gained newfound respect for Toka, as I've mentioned, because this is the first time I actually think that the show was respectful to her in a way that it's completely not respectful to any of its female characters. This show was very respectful to Toka in that last final arc, I feel. So let's get to the himbo and bimbo divide. So there are two archetypes, as we know. There is the archetype of a bimbo and the archetype of a himbo. And essentially, they're supposed to be parallels. It's like women are bimbos, men are himbos. But there's an interesting disproportion here because a bimbo is a woman that is one, very attractive, extremely attractive, but also very stupid. So that's the two traits that the woman has. She is very attractive and very stupid. But a himbo, as you mentioned,
Is does she have? She also has to have a lot of lust, I think.
maybe, but not necessarily. I think she just has to be attractive. She can be so stupid and so clueless that she doesn't even like notice signs of sexual like interest, like
No, yeah, but
Lukoa from Dragon Maid. She's a perfect bimbo. That's exactly what she is. She's extremely attractive, kind of stupid.
yeah, kind of stupid from the context. I mean,
Right.
like she is a dragon and all that stuff, but um,
Right, but however, so that's what a bimbo
wait, but she
is.
is also kind of sexual because she keeps dressing up. Well, but she doesn't know. So
Right, but it feels like she's not doing it knowingly. You know what I mean? She isn't quote unquote in control of her sex appeal because she's not doing this like consciously. She just like is a sexual being, not asexual. She is a sexual being, and she just is sexually attractive.
yeah, space
Okay.
sexual being. Yeah.
So, but there is a weird disproportion here because that's what a bimbo is. A himbo, on the other hand, as you've sort of started to mention, is a man that is strong, very attractive, stupid, but also kind. And that's the thing, because that kindness aspect, that heart of gold, that Kronk, like from the Emperor's New Groove, heart of gold, is absent from the characterization of a bimbo.
Yeah, some would say
And
the omnihimbo is Kronk.
Kronk, yes, exactly. And in that moment, Toka, in that last arc, she's not a bimbo because she's not just stupid and attractive. She is stupid, she is attractive, and she is also kind. She has a lot of emotional intelligence in that last arc because she really does want to help Kotori. And she just wants to help everybody. She wants to be with Shido, but she also really wants to help everyone. And that makes her no longer just a bimbo. She has now become a female himbo. And I love that.
Yeah.
So are you saying you're now saying Toka's best girl?
No, I'm not saying that, but Toka definitely...
Origami is best girl, but Toka
Origami is...
Toka improved a lot in his eyes. And I would say,
Yes.
yeah, I will also say that she improved, but I really liked her beforehand. So yeah. Right.
I didn't care for Toka right until that point. I think she was kind of boring and kind of bland. It's like, oh yeah, a cute girl eats a lot of food. How original. But when the show gave her just a tiny little bit of respect and presented her as a person who has this heart of gold, I was like, okay, if she's a female himbo, I'm on board. She definitely rocketed upwards in my estimation. She is no longer garbage tier. She is slightly below Origami. So she's good. She's A tier now.
I would like to say about her eating a lot of food. I would have enjoyed it a lot more if she actually gained weight. I know she's a spirit and it makes sense that she doesn't gain weight, but I would have liked to see that, you know.
But then the fucking otaku watching this, the Spergy otaku, wouldn't be attracted to her anymore if she gained weight. So
well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just. Well, no, I mean,
the show is insulting to the audience. It insults the audience itself just by being what it is. So I can't insult the sweaty otaku any more than Data Life has insulted them already. And the fact that they don't consider it insulting them, and the show is able to fucking run laps around them, just like proves my point.
If if this does not describe you, then we are not talking about you. We are just talking about a specific subsection of the fandom
In
that
fact, if you're
will be
watching
like
this
that.
podcast, you're definitely not part of this group.
Yes, if you are watching
Yes.
this podcast, I would say you're very cool, very popular, and you will have success in life. If you
And
keep watching.
Only
extremely
Cat and Stacy's watch this podcast.
Yes.
and you are
Oh,
extremely sexually attractive, and if you cannot find a partner, that's only their fault and
They're
not
just
yours.
intimidated by how great you are.
Yes,
you,
they're
you,
just intimidated.
if you keep watching this podcast, subscribe, like the video, and comment, you will have success in life, and you are very cool.
Shut up, we have to cut this all out. This is actually cancelable.
I am being cancelled in real time right now.
Yeah. Alex, why are you canceling Eminem? I thought
Yeah,
he
you-
was your I thought he was your slave friend.
I don't have. But anyway, can we actually cut back? Okay, so
Yes.
we just clap, and then we're back to the real podcast.
Yeah, Kotori. What happened?
Anyway, after that cut that definitely didn't happen because we said something objectionable. If you like this podcast, you're really cool, and let's move on without saying anything else that might incriminate us.
Yeah, comment, like,
Yeah.
and subscribe. And
Yeah, Alex,
you're
Alex,
extra
don't say
cool.
anything. Don't say anything more incriminating. What you said during that cut was just awful, truly cancelable. Let's just move on.
Yes,
Yeah, I know.
Eminem had to cancel Alex. That-
That's what happened. But anyway, I think that's pretty interesting.
what's very
I'm surprised
interesting?
she never has the bikini look again. I assume they would want to milk that for all it's worth, but no, she never used the bikini look again.
Kotori's
Right.
bikini.
Which she
Oh.
summons her spirit form, but she doesn't get the top half of her spirit form.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. That's right. That's kind of weird. Oh, you were talking about Toka. Oh,
Alex, do you want to describe the sequence of
Events.
events and the
Yeah.
conflict of this episode?
Sure. So,
Well, this arc, 2 episodes, really.
so they
Oh,
go
yeah,
to
before-
amusement park
before
because
the
she
date-
needs to sed-
before the date, there is a scene in the hospital with Origami that we need to discuss.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, we forgot. We can't talk about the. We have to talk about the best part of the arc. Obviously, is the haters of the arc.
Yeah.
Origami's in the hospital, and she's like, "I want you to carry me. Like, can't you just have a crutch?" No. And he forces
I'll
her to
call a
carry her,
nurse.
and then he's
No.
and then she gives his finger a blowjob.
Oh, yeah.
That was very succinctly described, but yes, in
Yeah.
essence, that's what happened.
And Shiro enjoys it, by the way, which is very, very strange. Very strange because he's usually very a sexless being, but he enjoyed it.
No, he can't be sexless. Sexless being would not be this terrifying of sex, or like so bashful.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it is very weird to see Shiro in that position. I will say.
Yeah, he
Where
should
he
normally be
enjoys
running
something.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
or putting a blindfold on. The visual novel readers will get that joke.
Continue, Alex.
Yeah, continue of
That's
this.
about it. So while they're at the amusement park,
No.
It
Okay, well,
turns out-
Origami has Origami's backstory. Okay, so a long time
Oh.
ago, in a
the galaxy far away.
yes, Origami was with her family, and then a fire started, and Origami's family was killed. But she's actually, if okay, Alex, we already discussed this with Alex, but it turns out in the
Wait,
future.
no. Eminem is clearly forgotten. He'll
No,
look up.
I just okay. It turns out Origami is Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, and
Yes, she wants to kill the spirits because they killed her parents.
It was her all along.
you will find out what this means if you have read all of Attack on Titan or all of Data Life, you will know what I'm talking about. And
It'll make the last. It'll make one of our previous thumbnails make more sense.
yes, anyway, Origami wants to kill specifically the fire spirit because that's the one that killed her parents supposedly. Um, we later find out in this arc we later found out it wasn't. But for the time being, Origami believes it was the fire spirit that killed her parents. So that's why she wants to kill the fire spirit. Which I gotta say, this part of the arc, I don't like the arc as a whole, but this aspect of it, Origami and her goals, I like that part.
I just need to point out this means origami passes like. Can we just point out everyone that fucking due to this arc, fucking the show passes the Bechdel test?
Does it? Because she's talking to Shiro about
No,
this.
No, she talked.
Yeah.
She also yells at Toka about it.
Okay.
Well, I suppose yeah, and they aren't talking about Sheila at that point, or no?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
they're talking about the fire spirit, which is a girl, and how she really wants to murder another girl.
it was because it murdered her parents, and it's one half of her parents is male technically. But the Bechtel test is not really a measure for how good a piece of media is or how
No,
feminist
it
it is.
is. We've confirmed it.
It's
Data
it's
Life feminist masterpiece.
it's more so to point out how many movies failed the test as a whole. That is, it
Yeah.
kind of yeah.
It's less.
God,
It's
because
less
of the
about.
piece-
It's less about saying that this thing passed the test and so it's good. It's more like saying this thing did not pass the test and so it's really bad.
No, I mean, it's more like the movies as a whole. Like, if a movie can still be feminist and not pass the Bechtel test. But like, it's just that it's interesting that so many movies do not pass the Bechtel test. That is, as a whole, tells a lot about our
Trying to make a
culture
joke.
and
Yeah,
values.
I think the name of this podcast should be Data Life Feminist Masterpiece Confirmed. I think that should be the name of this episode.
That should be the new name of the podcast.
Why didn't we think about it sooner?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this? Ghost of the podcast. Fuck that shit. It should be.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
So
God, we're gonna rebrand this podcast so much.
okay. So yes, it is implied that the fire spirit killed Origami's parents, and that fire spirit is Kotori. Even Shido isn't completely clear about that because he saw Kotori lose her shit during the fight with Kurumi. So there is this possibility, but of course there isn't any possibility because again this show is dumb. And once again, you said that you hated most of this last arc, but you didn't hate that, and you didn't hate Origami's backstory. I'm kind of different. Again, I'm in opposition to you because while Origami having this backstory is like meh, whatever, okay, I could take it or leave it. So like, I don't understand why that would be good and the rest of the arc would be bad.
Well, this means Origami has motivations outside of Shiro because she was willing to kill him for revenge.
Okay, sure. I will acknowledge that it's good that Shido isn't the entirety of her universe. He is incidental to everything else. She also wants to kill the murderer of her parents.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's nice that
logically, guy she has a crush on, revenge for her parents. Obviously.
Well,
That's
I think
fine.
I think it didn't have as much impact because Origami is already the best character, so her being even better is less than
right. Then, for example, Toka being shown in good light.
yeah.
Okay.
Origami's
Okay.
so cool.
Yeah.
Origami is cool. Okay, so
I'm just imagining some people think we're talking about that have not watched Zero Life that maybe didn't get it. I mean, nobody would, but it's just literally Origami and not the
it's
character.
just yeah, paper folding is really cool, isn't it, guys?
But,
It's great.
you should do like a thumbnail. You should edit it to over top Origami's head. It's just actual origami.
Do you think anybody has ever tried to do origami, where they try to fold a piece of paper into the shape of origami?
Fold a picture of origami. Send it to us.
Yeah, send it to the PO box and
Send it on our Twitter page, and if you do, you'll get to be a podcast guest.
yes, that's how low we're aiming. Just send us the image of origami, and you're going to replace me on the podcast. Good luck.
No, it's just a guest for an episode.
Yeah, and this is valid for 1 year after this podcast is released.
Yes, because
No, stop it. This is valid as long as this podcast is still as long as we're still making new episodes.
yes,
This
as long
I'd
as
like to imagine someone cashes it in after we move on past Data Live.
this
I was about to
pass
suggest that. Yes.
this pass is valid until we um
Or
change the name
publicly
of the
on the Data Live.
podcast.
No,
This
no. This pass is valid until we say on an episode of the podcast that this pass is no longer valid. How
okay,
about that?
Yeah, I think that's how it
okay,
works.
okay,
We
yeah,
will,
okay.
we will promptly forget that we've ever made this deal, and it will come back to haunt us eventually. And I love that.
Eventually, yeah. I love eventuallys. Okay,
Yes.
getting back onto Data Live. Alex?
Um. So we have one last question for you both. What do you think was foreshadowed in the end of the first season? I want to know. As Data
Wait,
Live movies.
we haven't finished talking about it yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
let's
have. We have a
leave
bunch
that-
of stuff. Anyway, we now know his sister's a drug addict.
Oh,
Uh,
well, no, she's not.
yes. Okay.
It's just when she's not. When her spirit is not locked by Shiro, she becomes a drug addict. Well, not a
That
drug
she
addict,
has
but
to take her anti-spirit drugs.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So the conceit of this last episode is that now that we know Kotori is a spirit, she manifested her powers, so she's no longer a locked spirit. She is unbound, and thus she is dangerous. So she needs to go on a date with Shido because that's the only way her powers can be sealed. She needs to
Fall
love
in love
Shido.
with
She needs to
him.
be
Yeah.
yes.
God, it's so convenient. The only person on Earth with this power happened to fucking live next door to her.
Right, but of course the problem here, or the apparent problem of the episode, is that Kotori knows that all of this is meant to seduce her and make her fall in love with. So obviously the magic of the event is not gonna work for her because she knows what the deal is. She knows she knows being controlled by the people on the ship beaming him instructions.
Yeah, you know how
So they don't.
love is very difficult to describe. In daily life, they have like a literal chart to see how much love you have inside of you, and
Yes, they
But
scientifically
Yeah.
they have
quantified
actual
love.
full brain scan technology. But instead of using this to, like, I don't know, stop terrorism, they only use it to scan how much
What-
you're in
what-
love with
I mean,
Shiro.
What do you mean?
the
In a very
spirits-
roundabout way. In a very roundabout way, they are doing it to stop terrorism.
Yeah.
If you think of spirits as terrorists.
yeah, Toka is a terrorist confirmed.
To be fair, as far as we know,
For once.
we know that spatial quakes used to happen all over the world. So yeah, the U.S. government must have declared them terrorists.
I mean, you can be
Yeah.
a terrorist and not even if you're not even if America does not say you're a terrorist, you can still be a terrorist. But getting back
Yes.
on topic,
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
again, Eminem does not speak for the podcast as a whole,
No,
and
no,
we
Eminem
do
speaks
not
for all of us
condone
in unison.
we do not condone terrorism.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
I'm very lucky that I can edit this part. Okay.
Male
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
We do not condone violence against people.
Oh
and-
god, there's going to be so much editing in this goddamn podcast.
just this is
Yeah.
this is Eminem Unchained, clearly.
This is
But
the
you're in
most fun
chains
thing-
still, even though you're a ghost in the podcast, you're still in chains.
Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's the conceit of the episode. They have to go on a date, and
And this thing that
initially,
makes her go on.
initially it is it is said that this date was the idea of the tired woman, the teacher woman, because they need to seal Kotori's power away. It is later revealed that actually it was Kotori's idea, and she always wanted to go on a date with Shido, and then Shido, in a
Wait, we
This
need
doesn't
to.
explain why she was really upset. She's like, I'm a better sister. A biological sister can't even legally get married. A couple episodes ago.
Sure.
Do we all remember this scene? You all
Right.
wanted to forget.
Okay, so since we're talking about this,
I just
why
want
do
to
you guys
say,
hate it? Why did you guys hated this last arc so much? Because I still don't understand. To me, it was exactly the same kind of bullshit that we went to. It was a conflict
It's
for
just
one episode. It was a date. Some kind of weird conflict happened in the end. Some funny gags, and then kiss. A new spirit joins the harem. The end. What was so objectionable to you about this last episode?
okay,
it just makes me
so you know how you
uncomfortable.
did not like, you did not care for Toka until this arc, where she's shown in a better light.
Yeah.
We liked Kotori. I think she was a fun character.
Till this
Beforehand,
arc.
yeah, till this arc,
But
and
she always had feelings for her brother. It was established episode 1.
I
There's
don't.
plausible deniability then.
Yeah, I mean, I have bad memory. It's my defense. And even
In our
then,
defense, we were in a
even
fire
then,
5 years
it's
ago. We lost all of our
like,
memories.
yeah. Also, it seemed like she got over that, or at least whatever feelings she had were not really that strong compared to the mission of stopping spirits.
Okay,
Uh,
I just
but
find it extremely weird that you guys have a bigger issue with Kotori having romantic feelings for her brother than you have with Yoshinon, like just as a character. And
well,
also
she
with,
was not
and
in.
also less problems. And wait, let me finish. And also less problems with, also more problems with Kotori having sexual feelings for her brother than with him having sexual feelings towards Yoshinon.
I mean, he. Well, okay. Here are my two
I mean,
counter
Yoshino's
arguments.
barely in the show, so she doesn't count.
I mean, she's in a lot of the show. My response would be, it's more like affection. It's not really like he's trying to seduce her, and it's not really that sexual. And then it becomes sexual when Shiro is attracted to her, but he does not act on it. Like, it does happen, and he is attracted to her, but he's like, he does not act on it. He was not the person that made that happened, is what I'm trying to say. Unlike many other shows, we also watch Ridova Healer, so our standards maybe have been lowered.
Okay, but still, I don't understand why you have more problems with Kotori. Like, why?
I don't like incest. Don't you remember? That's part of,
Okay. I
Yeah,
guess it's subjective enough that I'm just gonna have to accept that as an explanation. For what it's worth, I didn't hate this arc. After I was snapped back into reality by that amazing scene that I talked about at length, I just like sort of let Data Life do its magic, and I enjoyed that last episode thoroughly. I liked Toka being a good girl and being a female himbo. I liked Origami showing
this,
up at the end and trying to kill Kotori. That was fun.
this feels like a
Even
conclusion, and I just want us all to
no,
talk
there's one
about,
last thing we have to talk about before the
yeah,
conclusion.
when Origami was about to kill Shiro to kill Kotori. I
So
think
are you guys ready for looking at some of the fucking Amazon reviews of the Amazon reviews for the show?
oh right,
wait,
yeah, right.
no,
Before
okay, no,
that's gonna be the straight ending. But before we do that, let's wrap this up.
That
yeah,
should
let's
actually
wrap this
probably be a
up.
second episode we record after. Yeah.
No, I wanted to talk about, Origami is so based that she was about to kill Shiro just to kill Kotori, um, the fire spirit. But the reason she was convinced not to was because Shiro and Kotori regain um, some of their memories enough to know that it wasn't Kotori who killed Origami's parents, but it was somebody else. And through a combination of that, and Shiro seeing Kotori's powers, and he being the one that has, because Origami has a conflict here because she loves Shiro, but also she hates the fire spirit. So to kill the fire spirit, she needs to also, Origami stole this experimental wizard suit that enhances your abilities to the point where she is on the level of a spirit. So that's why beforehand she wasn't, but now with this suit she is. And she is about to kill Shiro, but why did she stop again? Was it just because she likes Shiro, or
I think she gets talked down.
yeah, but what was the reason?
Oh, he talks her down. Is like if you, he does the kiss that turns her into like a normal person. Like you gotta kill a normal person now.
All right, because Shido takes reins and kisses Kotori, which actually, again, this episode even managed to make Shido look good, which I say with complete bewilderment that it managed to make the man with a brain of a goldfish seem actually good, because first he ditches the communication device that Totoscar uses to communicate with him, so he is genuine on his date with Kotori, which is the first time Shido is being genuine with a girl on a date, right? Which is great. And then he also outsmarts Origami, and it only works because Origami has feelings for him. So this is the one time where Shido actually shines. It's been 12 episodes, and this is the first time he is actually an all-right
there's
character.
There's 24 plus a fourth season on the way to go.
Right. I'm sure that all of this development that happened in the last episode is going to be completely nullified in the first episode of second season. I fully expect that because this is Data Live. But
I think
still,
we should wrap this up so we could go on to our second episode.
okay.
Podcast.
Titania,
Yeah.
do you, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording now.